Alright guys, we're doing our next hymn lesson. Now this one is a well-known one. I think the others are too to me, but this one especially is. Blessed Assurance. And let's hear it. Okay. So we're going to have Blessed Assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Okay, so that's the hymn for today. Hello, I'm Sean Cheek. Welcome to my sight reading lessons from SeanCheek.com. My website to learn how to read music well, to read it better, to read it fast, and to read it easily. I'm going to assume you can read some music on this lesson. If you can't read music well, you need to do my 132 sight reading lessons that are now on SeanCheek.com. You can download PDFs for every lesson. If you do this hymn lesson on the site, you can also download the PDF for this as well, so you'd have a sheet to look at while you're practicing. But you know, I got flashcards on there and kind of a philosophy of learning to sight read. I used to be a horrible sight reader until I retrained myself to be a good reader. I used to just memorize things and go one little measure at a time. It took me forever to play something. Now I can just, you know, whip through anything pretty much. But let's get started here. We're going to start with the right hand. We're going to learn just the basic hymn, just the notes here. Even if you're not into you know, the spiritual aspect of hymns and everything, they're great for sight reading because of the four-part harmony. You really have to read. You can't fake that left hand like a lot of you like to do. You really have to read it. So hymns are great for learning to sight read. We're going to start with 9/8 time here, okay? So that's a compound meter. Not like 4/4, you know, 4 easy counts. We're going to have 9 counts in the measure, and the 8th note gets the beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So 3 counts for that dotted quarter, 3 counts for that dotted quarter, and 1 count for those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the if you don't understand the dotted notes and everything, we also go through that on SeanCheek.com. But I'm going to assume you know some music already, so let's get going. You know what, let's do the left hand first, because we always have more trouble with the left hand, right? We always don't know the bass clef notes, so let's do that first. Let's attack the thing that gives us the most trouble. D and A, and I'm going to use 1 and 5. Now, when you're sight reading, you want to see patterns, and you want to see when notes don't change. Do you see how this note does not change on the bottom? A D. Did you know that was a D automatically without having to count up from another note or use your little good boys do fine always? Don't do that. Just know that that's a D because it's on the middle line. Alright, now A's on the thumb. Keep the D, change to G, and then F sharp. So the tenor's going blessed while the bass stays on that D note. These are pickup notes until the first measure. This is not the first measure of the song. This is. The pickup measure is never counted, okay? It just has beats 7, 8, 9, and then we start on count 1 there. Now D and A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then for count 7, 8, 9, we're going to go B, F sharp, G, and then D and F sharp together. And now that is tied. You know what a tied note is, right? When you have a curved line connecting 2 notes that are the same, you play the first one and keep holding it for the time of both notes. So the time value of both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count 7, 8, 9 will be the D and A. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 4, 5, 6. This measure isn't completed here. It's completed on the next line because 9/8 tends to take up a lot of real estate on your staff paper. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count 7, 8, 9 will be on the next line, okay? Now, let's take a look at the right hand. D and F sharp together. I'm going to use 1 and 3. And then the soprano and alto clash there with D and E, 2 stems. And then 1 stem, because they're both singing the same note just for that 1 note. So, then I'm going to use 3 and 5 for F sharp and A. Now, why am I doing F sharp? Because the key signature. F sharp and C sharp, there's 2 sharps. So when there's 2 sharps, you know automatically all the F's and the C's will be sharped. Yes, the F and the C sharp are on the lines and spaces where an F and a C would be, but you don't have to look at that. it's always in the same order. If there's two sharps, it's F and C. If there's one sharp, it's F. If there's three sharps, it's F, C, and G. They have an order. F, C, G, D, A, E, B is the order of sharps. Anyway, so, and then F sharp and A with 3 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now 7, 8, 9, I'm going to put my thumb on the D note. That'll be my anchor there. And then try to feel for the notes without looking down at your hand. Yes, miss it. If you're going to miss it because you don't look, that's fine. But you need to get to where you don't have to look down at your hands. Feel for the notes. Feel around. D and A together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we have F sharp and A, and then D and F sharp. Back up to F sharp and A, and then F sharp and D together, and then E and C sharp together. E and C sharp one more time. Okay, now let's put our, I'm using 2 and 5 and then 1 and 4. You can use 5 and 1 on both of those if you want. Alright, let's try both hands together really slow. Ready, go. 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6. Alright, so that's our part 1 here. I am a professional teacher. It's how I make a living and support my family. So the rest of the lessons for this are on my website, SeanCheek.com. Part 2 will finish the 4-part harmony. Part 3, I will show you my 3-step process how to add notes to the existing music there. What I do, how I've taught all my students and people that I train to play at my church to play hymns, how to add notes and fill the hymn out. Okay, so we'll do that in the part 3. I'll talk to you guys later.